Hello, everyone. This is Brandon with Ghost Tros. I put this in a community post, but I just wanted to share it as a video. I'm not going to show my face on the video for this one because it's a little late, to be honest. It's 11 o'clock. I need to go to bed soon, but I had this on my heart and I just wanted to share it. But after I wrote it, it actually became a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I didn't plan to make this a very long post, but my heart just decided to open up, and until I got out everything that I wanted to say and share, I just kept going. And after I finished, I realized that it would be good for me to share this with you for a video. So I'm going to just record the audio and put some images with it. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate it. There's a picture I have on here of a lady. Of course, I described this for the AI to create because I wanted to get a particular appearance. And basically, the way she looks, this is essentially how I look when I see a lot of the negativity and judgment being tossed around at the Astros recently. And yeah, I do believe for sure that they have some systemic hitting issues to address. And that involves not just the hitters, but the coaching staff. And that's true. And I've said that. You all know that that's my opinion. But they have a limited time to do it because we are knocking at the door of the playoffs. But that's hardly a reason for anyone to say that this team, the Houston Astros, don't deserve the playoffs. I think that's an absolutely ridiculous statement. If anything, I believe that they deserve a third World Series ring just for what they've been through this year. I mean, to be honest, now that I sit here and think about it, this year makes so much sense to me personally. And the reason is because it seems that my own life is being mirrored back to me whenever I look at this team that I've loved so much. Even more so since Altuve has been here. And then again, still even more in the last 3 years. The reason is because in 2022, the year the Astros won not only their first championship that no one can downplay or deny, but also clearly demonstrating their dominance along the way. They were an undisputed champion that year. But during that year, I was also diagnosed with advanced renal cancer in May, right in the early part of the baseball season. I really struggled big time. Man, I had started to struggle right before that, and that's why I went to the doctor. But for the rest of the year, it was difficult. I had to keep working all the way until December, despite really needing to take time off. During that time, the Astros' performance and their victory was one of the few pick-me-ups that I had the entire year. That's also when you could say my heart really got taken over by Altuve. I realized, and I'm not saying I found out, it's not that I didn't know or I was ignorant of it. It was just a realization that everything Altuve went through, not only to get into the league, but just how deeply affected he was by the cheating scandal fallout, despite being innocent of all of that. That's something that actually continues to this day in every ballpark he goes to, except King Park. His performance really did fall off a lot. He wasn't there emotionally, and as a result, physically, he wasn't there. His performance really went down and his game suffered big time. But guess what? He overcame that too. 2 years ago, I got a blood clot in my leg, and I barely made it to the hospital before my organs started shutting down from oxygen deprivation. My hemoglobin had gone down so low it was knocking at the door of organ failure. I spent 2 months in the hospital in Hiroshima, and during that time, I missed the transition from summer to fall. By the time I got out, it was already cold, but I got to watch Astros playoff games. The day that Game 5, I was released from the hospital. At that time, I was still using a cane, and I wasn't walking well or very fast. When I'd gone into the hospital, I wasn't able to walk at all. I couldn't even bathe myself. The nurses had to put me in a wheelchair to take me to bathe me. I couldn't do anything for myself. That's what terrible condition I was in. The night that I got out of the hospital, I decided to stay at a hotel before returning home the next day. And at the hotel, I would just relax and watch the Astros game. When Altuve came to the plate late in the game, right at the end of the game, the Astros were losing, and I remember asking him to please give me a home run. I know it sounds silly, but I seriously meant it. I said, just for me, please give me a home run. I really felt I needed that in a very big way, something special to really hit me deep in a way that would continue to inspire me whenever I recalled it in the future. And that's exactly what happened. When the pitch was on the way to Altuve, I remember sitting there on the hotel bed watching the screen and immediately raised my arms up as the ball sailed towards the plate. I hadn't done this on any of the other previous pitches, but when I raised my hands and my fists up into the air as if to celebrate, it was it was gone. Jose Altuve hit the home run. He had done it right on cue. It was so unbelievable, and it was just barely out, but it was gone. I laughed and I cried so hard at the same time. You have absolutely no idea what I experienced at that time, and I was all by myself. The Astros held on. They won the game, and Altuve created not only one of the most memorable postseason moments in the MLB, but the biggest moment for me ever by a baseball player, and right when I needed it the most. Right when I asked for it, and I believed. Shortly after leaving the hospital and going home, my girlfriend decided to leave me. She was too scared of my condition. She thought I wouldn't be able to make any money in my condition, and she also thought it wouldn't be good for me to kick the bucket. So she decided not to support me, and she took off. A year and a half ago, my doctor told me that I'd be lucky to make it 2 more years in my condition before I died, and even then, only with the medicines that he recommended. I lost my insurance this year, so I don't take anything except some supplements that I can afford with the money that I do have. This year has been so full of injuries for the Astros, right? It's also been full of the same for me. Clotting, blood loss, muscle loss, pains everywhere, inside and out, more hospital stays, drug side effects. And on top of all of that, plus more physical things, there was also isolation, financial burdens, the loss of relationships, and a difficult living situation here in this old house that needs so much renovation. However, just like the Astros, I've managed somehow. I don't know how. Y- I can't explain how that is. Help has just come at key moments for me. People have reached out at times and in ways that I couldn't have imagined, even in my stories when I'm writing. My online community has grown, and some things around me have continued to just keep going, and just enough to keep me around for another day. Maybe I'm limping to my own playoffs. just like the Astros seem to be. And yes, it's possible that I don't get there. I can't predict the future. Maybe I don't get through the playoffs. Maybe the Astros don't. But either way, I just want to say that I believe both the Astros and myself, we're doing our best and we're getting by. And it's not in spite of or despite difficulty. I truly believe it's because of difficulty. That's all I really wanted to say. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. Go Stros.